Okay, it looks like I'm live now, according to my little screen here. Welcome to the second episode of the Matt's World podcast. As you know me, Matt. I'm here coming at you live from the shores of beautiful Lake Wisconsin, once again. And once again, you might notice that this is not a typical podcast. In fact, it's not a podcast at all. It's actually a live stream. I am still working out those bugs as to how to actually broadcast a podcast, how to upload it, doing some research, figuring out which sites to use, weighing in the pros and cons of them. So for the time being, they're just going to be regular YouTube videos. So let's just go ahead and dive right into it. The first thing I'd like to talk about is some good news. The WDNR has opened up parks for free. That's right, free admission to the public to attend any of their state parks. Before, you would have to buy either a vehicle sticker or a one-day pass. For the time being, you can get in for free, which is great news, especially with what's been going on lately. However, they still discourage groups of 10 or more. They also encourage the 6-foot rule, meaning you stay 6 foot away from one another. And it's a great time to make it out. It's beautiful out there. In fact, I was just up in Gibraltar Rock, just north of Lodi. Not really a state park, but still a great place to visit if you're ever in the Lodi or Poinet area or anywhere near Lake Wisconsin. Be sure to check it out. It's amazing. I'm going to have to upload pictures onto my Facebook page when I get the opportunity. Link in the description when I get around to making it. And then the other thing on DNR news is if you have a fishing license from last year, it's going to expire on the 31st. So be sure to get that license renewed. All you have to do is just go into basically any sporting goods store. Most gas stations do these. You can also do it online at DNR. Gotta look at that. Look at my script here. dnr.wi.gov and just look for licenses. And if you are a resident of the state of Wisconsin, you get the resident license, and if you're an out-of-state resident, you get the non-resident license. Be sure to get the right one. It's important that you stay legal. And then be sure to check out the local regulations for the waters you're fishing. Right now, a lot of the landlocked lakes are closed for fishing. The only real fishing I know you can do is all the Wisconsin River lakes and the trout streams. And a lot of these regulations vary by lake to lake. So be sure to also grab a copy of the guide or simply look it up on the WDNR website. So now we're going to go ahead and dive right into outdoor tips. And today's tip is going to be about insect repellents. Now, this is not a sponsored ad. This is going to feature stuff that I believe in. In fact, it's more of a review than anything else. And so my personal favorite stuff to use is this stuff. It's called Promethean. Is it Promethean or is it Promethean? I'm not sure. I don't know how you would pronounce it. Different people pronounce it different ways. Promethean? Promethean? In fact, I think they should start selling it in vases. Or maybe they should start selling it in vases. I kid. But anyways, so the way you use this stuff is you take all your clothes and you line them up on a clothes rack. You hang your pants, you hang your shirts, your socks, and you spray it all down. But be sure to be wearing clothes when you do that. I've already had the neighbors complain a couple times. Did I say that or think that? I kid. But anyways, and what you do is you spray it all down and you kind of spray it in. You don't really have to, they say you have to be liberal with this stuff. In my experience, you really don't. You just kind of have to eyeball it. You spray one area, then you kind of go to the next area, you spray it, and then you go to another area and just spray it. You don't just blast it like you're trying to kill all the coronavirus cooties on it. And so you then let it dry for about whenever it's dry, basically, sometimes half an hour. And it's important that you do this outside in a well-ventilated area. That's the one thing I want to put emphasis on. This stuff smells like turpentine when it's wet. And also, you don't want to be wearing your clothes as you're applying it on. So you let it sit, you let it dry, and then this stuff is good in your clothing for about 6 washes, is what the instructions say. This stuff, I've seen it in stores from anywhere between $18 to $21 or so. And a bottle like this will take care of about a month's worth of clothing, if you're stingy. I've had pretty good luck with it. I've noticed that in mildly insect-infested days, the bugs actually stay a good foot away from me, which is kind of cool to watch when you're walking along the lake and they're just kind of keeping their distance. So, so that's one of my one brand I recommend. Also, by Sawyer is a stuff they make. It's called yeah, boy, I don't know how to pronounce this stuff. Picaridin. Picacardin? Try saying that one 10 times fast. What this stuff is this is a spray. You spray it on your exposed areas, your face, your arms, your legs, areas where the bugs are going to land on and get on you. So, like I said, more traditional bug repellent in that you spray it on your skin. You can also spray it on your clothes as well. Nice stuff about it is it doesn't have that obnoxious burn that most bug repellents have. Sawyer does not use alcohol in their products. Your cheaper brands, names aren't going to be named, but they tend to use alcohol, which is why you get that trademark burn that they're known for. This stuff also has a more pleasant citrusy smell to it. It doesn't stink. Neither one of these really have much of a smell to them. Nice thing about the Sawyer stuff, and I forgot to mention it earlier, is it doesn't have the smell, and a lot of the hunters tend to like to use it because deer are sensitive to smells. So this is all important stuff. As we know, these ticks, these mosquitoes, are all going to come back with a vengeance, and you don't want to, against your free will, donate blood to them. Another, guess what I will do is I'll actually kind of throw in a bonus segment in here in which I'll talk about morel mushroom hunting. It's not on my script, so this time I'll be actually looking at the camera and not doing the shifty eye thing that I've been doing ever since this video started. I know that's probably getting irritating to some people. If it's not obvious, I have to read off a script. I can't just sit here and ramble on and on and on. Well, I could, but it just wouldn't make any sense. So we're going to go into mushrooming. So around this time of year when we're getting these heavy rainfalls and then we're getting those days and days and days of hot and humidity, that's when you start noticing morel mushrooms. Now, and you're going to find them around, they're known to live around stuff like dead elms, around dead pine. I've seen them around dead pine a lot. I've seen them around, basically dead pine. Wisconsin has a lot of pine. And then what you want to do is you want to try to find a landowner, try to get permission from him. You'll find some good mushrooms in these private lands that no one else is visiting, but be sure to get permission. Be sure that no one is hunting, and be sure that, once again, that you have permission and that the landowner knows that you're there. And with mushrooming, what you'll want to bring with you is you'll want to bring a mesh onion bag, some kind of bag with holes in it, something where the mushrooms can still breathe. You don't want to be putting them in your pocket. You don't want to be putting them in plastic bags in which they'll dry out. And yeah, you get the chance. It's a lot of fun. They taste amazing. I've seen occasionally you'll see a 1 ounce bag of them at a grocery store for like $17. Again, it gives you an idea as to how much they cost. Now multiply 17 by 16. From what I understand, that's a lot of money. So yeah, they're worth a lot of money, and they taste amazing. I've in my entire life may have found, I'd say, like 5 or 6 of them, but they were all pretty good. And then the final tip I want to give on mushrooming is be sure that you take someone with you who has done this for years and knows what a morel mushroom looks like versus what a false morel looks like. It is, I am not sure if they are in Wisconsin or in your neck of the woods, wherever you might be listening to this podcast from. But be sure that you bring with you someone who knows what they are doing. They can tell you the differences between the two, and they can also help you to cook and prepare these mushrooms after you find them. And until next time, thank you for joining us for this Matt's World podcast. Thank you for viewing my YouTube page. If you are watching this via my YouTube page, don't forget to click that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to favorite this video. And until next time, I am Matt Gerloff, signing off. I hope to see you out there.